Wait for this to. I'm now live. Alright, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I have just a few minutes today, so all we're going to do is explore the Qur'an with our daily messages. We're going to get into a positive message today, God willing. Alright, just a short little note. Let's gather some inspiration together. I appreciate all who listen and tune in today. Thank you, thank you. Hope everybody is doing well. Alright, let's get into it. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Okay. Alright, so inspiration for sure. It's always, a little bit of warning, a little bit of guidance. A little bit of guidance and a little bit of warning. This is from Surah 21, line 66. And I'll read. Abraham said, "Do ye then worship besides Allah things that can neither be of any good to you, nor do you harm?" Alright, so this is a theme we've discussed before, right? Things. Do we worship things? And what is this remembering, right? We're remembering when we went over the Torah, the warnings against idolatry. And it says here, this is coming from Abraham. So we remember talking about Abraham and his laws, right? Do ye then worship besides Allah things that can neither be of any good to you, nor do you harm. Okay, so like this says here, right? Things. We're talking about things. What things do we put our attention and our focus to, or worship in a sense? We might not think of certain modes of living would be considered worship, right? Paying attention to sports, paying attention, just being super infatuated with certain celebrities, right? We might not think that that is a mode of worship, but it most certainly is. It's whatever your mode of attention or whatever your attention is drawn to more often than Allah. So that's actually a really good simplification of this concept of idolatry or worshiping things. That's what it can be broken down to. It's whatever you spend your time and attention more than. Very valid too, because people can say, oh, well, what about work, right? A lot of us work. A lot of us spend a lot of time with work and devoting our time to that versus Allah. And that is a mode of living, so it's definitely something to pay attention to. But if you have the Lord behind you as you're doing your work, that is a good way to be. And just more often than not, right, your mind is moving with the background of God, right? You're having God on your mind even as you're working, even as you're spending time with family. God is always working in the background and you're thinking of Him often. That's a very important thing. Another part in this is saying things, right, that can neither be of any good to you nor do you harm. So it really, doing idolatry and things like that, or focusing your time elsewhere other than Allah, it really doesn't have too much of an effect. Like it's not going to bring you poor results necessarily. It's not going to do you harm, but it's not necessarily going to be any good for you. So it doesn't really take effect. It holds no power. So that's why Abraham is asking. He's like, why do you do these things? If it doesn't bring you any good or any harm, it has no effect. So what is the point? So that's the question we can begin to ask ourselves, right? What is the point of focusing elsewhere, looking elsewhere, when you have God, right? When you have something to worship and someone to worship. I shouldn't say something, but you have a focus point, right? So what is the point of looking everywhere else? It may cause you confusion, but maybe not harm or any good things, right? So we're avoiding the confusion, right? Avoiding the confusion and really, really, really readjusting our focus. I know because I'm using these words, we've talked about this recently. So I guess it's just something to really knuckle down on. It's not the word, but you know what I'm trying to say, all right? Something to really pay attention to. All right, let me get a little title here. And yes, that's pretty much it, you guys. I would love to get into some Bible, but we're going to have to just hold off. Even though it's not too long, I've been just sleeping in more and more in the morning recently, so I haven't had too much time to get on here and talk to you guys like normal. So we've been getting lots of good rest, which is awesome, but I will get back to it, but get back to the Bible very shortly. And we'll get back into 2 Samuel. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening. Have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later.